What's up? I'm gonna leave out this train station before I get started. Guess I'll wait till I get outside. I gotta shoot through mutants. Get through mutants. Ooh, it's lovely. I've been getting a lot of cardio lately, like you can almost call me a gym fanatic, but only I'm not at the gym. I'm just running around outside. Yeah, woo. Okay. Ahoy, ahoy. I'm gonna get started in a second. Then I might have to slow down because I feel like I'm running out of breath now. I'm running out of breath already. Yeah, I guess I'll wait till I get to the top of the stairs. Ooh, it feels good out here. Oh, feels really good. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get started. Oh, okay. So, according to the title, I don't give a F about this job. Like, how many times have y'all heard that? So, in my opinion, in my experience, I've heard men and women. I've heard it in person, them saying it to me. I've heard it on social media, in movies and all that. But in this environment, nobody should be saying, I don't give a F about this job. Okay, here's the thing. Because I seen a video. This was like 2 or 3 days ago. There was a lady. She was working at a fast food restaurant, and she had a run-in with somebody at the drive-thru. I don't give a F about this job. I'll throw this water on you right now. I don't have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. And I'm thinking, first of all, yes, you do. Yes, you do give a F about that job, because even if you're making $2 or $3 an hour, your ass is there. You're there for the job. And if you didn't have the job, your ass would be crying. You know? Because even if you got the worst job, making the least money, there's a reason why you're there every day, terrorizing the place or showing your disapproval or showing your misery at work. Because obviously you got to be there. That's why you're there. So let's clear that part up. I don't give a F about this job. Yes, the F you do. That's why you're there working. You're working a job that you don't like, making $2 an hour, because you do got to be there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. Why are you at the job that you don't give a F about or you don't need? I don't need this effing job. Well, then why the F are you here? Obviously, you do need the job. You do. But I heard a lady, she was talking about, she said with her chest, I don't give a F about this job. And I'm thinking, quit lying. Especially in this environment, men and women. Here's the thing. I don't care if you're making $2 or $3 an hour. You will be a damn liar if you say you don't need your job. Because if that's the case, you wouldn't be at that job in the first place. And like I say, in this environment where everyone's losing their jobs and jobs are almost impossible to even maintain with or without experience or credentials. Hello, Jose. Welcome in. Yeah, then you get people saying, I don't need this effing job, or I don't give a F about this job. I don't got nothing to lose. Now, you may not have nothing to lose other than your job and your life, but don't say you don't need the job. You're there at this job that you say you don't give a F about, and then you're saying you don't give a F about the job. Well, then why the hell did you get up and clock in? Why did you get up and clock in if you don't give a F about the job? And even if you're making $2 or $3 an hour, you're here for a reason. Unless you're here to terrorize the place. Why are you here? And you say, I don't give a F about this job. I don't have nothing to lose. Okay, how about this? Second you get fired, after saying that, your ass is going to be crying. And then you're going to become one of the latest criminals on the street. Now you got to hit your neighbor across the head because you just lost your job. You see how that works? That same job that people are complaining about. I don't care if you have the worst job in the world and getting paid the least money in the world. If you know that whenever you get fired, you're going to be crying about that same job that you're complaining about, or the same job that you hate, that you're terrorizing the customers and the other employees. If you know you don't like your job, why are you there? And then if you know that you get fired from the job, your ass is going to be crying. Why are you complaining? Again, I don't care if you got the worst job in the world. Obviously, you need it because you're there. And if you do have that job, do it without complaining. So one thing I can't stand is people to have a job and then they want to complain about the job. I hate this job. You're only paying $2, $3 an hour. Well, do better. And if you can't do better, shut up and enjoy your job. Like literally, I can't stand people like that. I don't give a F about this job. This isn't that. Okay. Well, your ass is here, and then whenever you get fired, then you're going to be crying. Then you're going to be the victim. And then now you're going to be the new person when it comes to robbing the place. You're going to become one of the latest criminals. because you didn't have a job. So now you got to rob your neighbor, or now you got to do scams, or now you got to do something strange for some change. You see what I'm saying? So think twice before you say you don't give a F about a job, or you don't need this job, or you don't give a F. Please, you're lying. You're lying. Because if the same people who say that, they get fired the next day, their ass is gonna be crying and ready to shoot up the whole establishment. Yeah. So that's just some advice for those out there who has a job and they make other people's jobs miserable. Because if I come into your establishment where you hate the job, you're making it harder for the damn customers to even want to come back because you're miserable and you're messing with business. And if you can't do legit business, then you need to sit down somewhere anyway. You don't deserve a job. Hell, and here's another thing too. Half of y'all are miserable at the job because you're working jobs that children should be working. There's no way in the world a bunch of old, miserable, failure adults or elders should be working at a fast food restaurant. Leave that for the children. Because literally all of the fights and all of the chaos that I've seen has been at fast food restaurants or at grocery stores. Like I say, old people or elders or whoever you're supposed to be, where you're old as hell, old and miserable, where you're basically a failure, you have no business working at these places. And then have the nerve to be miserable at these places. You're probably miserable, probably hate your job because you're working a job that's for teens, not for somebody's grandmother or grandfather who didn't want to do much with themselves. I don't give a F about this job. Okay, well, do better with yourself. And if you can't do better with yourself, accept your fate and just work with what you have. Yeah, because these same people who swear that they hate their job the second they get fired or laid off, then it's going to be an incident the next day. Shoot and run, hit and run, or whatever. Yeah, but I thought I'd make that known for those who feel like they hate their job, especially in this environment. You better be glad you got that raggedy ass job making $2 an hour, because everybody don't have that luxury. Anyway, all right, be well and be safe.